Good morning. This is our Worthy Collective Business Circle. And damn, if we just had absolute fire, and this is the only piece that's recorded. So, why do you come live? So, it's what's before the record button because it is a sacred space and it is precious and valuable. And we come together to gather, grow, and inspire. Sometimes we are the inspiration. Sometimes we need the inspiration. Sometimes it's a matter of carving out time for ourselves. And what we've just talked about literally is a page of notes. And so I'm going to summarize because we had a beautiful guest this morning, Kristi, who is checking things out. She just did an interview yesterday with me, and her story is absolutely amazing. So you'll want to make sure to look for it in the collective and then also on YouTube if you are not a member. We extend that interview to everyone, and we want to pass that around because there's so many incredible people doing great things in the world today, and we can believe that they're not, or we can believe that there are, and there is in all ways great people. We need to find those great people, and that's what we collect here in the Worthy Collective. And so our message today, we've been talking a lot about networking, and Kristi has such great experience. She has in the last year said yes. She said yes to 5 Chamber of Commerce memberships and one BNI. And depending on if you are in business in any capacity, a chamber can represent time and money and connections if you choose. And she made it so great to say, how do you make use of your chamber? Well, it's just like a gym membership. It's whether or not you show up. You can pay for it, or you can show up and get results from it and greater connection. We've talked about all of us have had those moments in life, whether it's dating, whether it's health, whether we didn't talk about that this morning, but we all know it, that we've hesitated. We haven't hit the send button. We haven't gotten out of the car. We haven't reached for the hand to shake. We haven't, there's all those things that we make a big deal about. And then when we step in, we look around going, that was not that hard. Why? Why did I put that off? And so her message this morning was pure gold in sharing what she's chosen into, where she's going to adjust this year, the relationships that have worked, the collectives that have worked for her, the benefit, the things that she's learned has been such a gift to us in understanding. I love that she talked to that B&B, like business to business is such a choice, and the difference of making that connection first before you have an ask, because that ask that comes first becomes cold. And so that opportunity to truly, truly get to know the person first before there is an ask, then you know properly where that ask may be. Or you can disconnect because it's not aligned. And that opportunity that we have to choose into that business to business connection. And that's part of this worthy collective and being able to be in a space that is supportive and so versatile. I love the in-person and leaving my house. And I've just recently, that's how I met Kristi. And I had to get out of my car and I had to make the choices that I did. And I was pretty rusty because back in the very long time ago, there was a proper steps involved that went from a kitchen table to a bigger table to a living room. There was a process there. And in business, you're like, oh, here I am. What do I do? And so there is still a process. And we can learn from somebody like Kristi, who is hit it head on in the face this last year. The networking takes time. It's a seed. It's a seed you
Hmm.
plant. It's a seed you water. It's a seed you show up to. And then you gather and you grow from there. And what our hopes are in this collective is that we can, right where we are, in multiple, we're in all different states, Florida and Texas and Michigan and Tennessee. And we know we have some international women that are literally, Tracy's moved from Miami to Colombia and en route to Australia. So there's so many different ways that we can support each other. And maybe it's not in a referral, yet the feedback that I believe, have given Kristi this morning, I hope is as beautiful as it has been to witness. And what that is admiration because she's gotten back up. And if you were alive, you would have heard her story of like these are situations you would never wish upon anyone. Yet when you hear side by side someone who has endured the amount of challenges that she has, you're like, hey, sister, let's link arms. I'll take, I'll fill in your gaps, you fill in mine. It's such a beautiful strength and encouragement to link arms side by side. And she talked about um, being able to find your group. And within these different networking, she found the people and identifying with, well, with whom those people would be good in partnership and understanding each of our businesses are going to look different. And there's going to be people who would absolutely shout from the rooftops about what we do and how we do it because it's in collaboration with their business, not competition, collaboration. And so finding those power partners, finding those proper connections can be really, really important. And yet, the underlying note that I wrote was consistency. That consistency is more powerful than we could ever imagine. My mentor and the beauty in the ashes of my mom having Alzheimer's and now getting to know her best friend who has become a mentor. And I don't even know if she's a friend, a sister, or mom at times because she's so many people to me. And she sent me a recording. It was real estate because that's her world. And I thought, okay, if she's sending it to me and she knows, I put it in my queue. I have a notes section in my phone that when I'm, if I can't sleep at night, I'll listen to something. I've transitioned that more into meditation instead of something to listen to because then I get all ears too. But when I walk, when I'm doing things, when I have car time with no kids, and so in queue I put it, and I did put it on a little faster speed because there's many things in the real estate world that didn't pertain to me. But the biggest message of what I got was consistency and follow through with the business that you have in front of you. Because your future business makes no difference unless you are recognizing the gift that's in front of you, which is the person that was given to you to see if you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, check it off your list. And it's not just a promise to them, it's a promise to yourself. It's a self-actualizing moment. Like I actually told myself I was going to do something, freaking do it. Check it off. Follow through with what you said you were going to do. And that can be the most beautiful gift to yourself and the legacy that you leave because it's one step in front of the other. And those, what she was talking about of getting to a networking event that was super challenging. And literally the first person she met was like the most beautiful connector for her. And the person also was like, I don't want to be here either. There's a small percentage of people that will wake up and be absolutely driven for these events. And even if they're driven and they love it, they still need to reboot. And they need to recognize that after these events, there's a system in place. It might be rest, it might be jumping into the inbox and then rest. Like what is your sequence of steps so that you know that you're not thinking every single time, how do I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You've done it for years. Everybody does it different, but you do it your way and it's a system. So create that simplicity in the system in which you can do it easily without a ton of effort because the effort is in the beginning. The effort is getting out of the car. The effort is walking through the door. The effort is in the questions that you ask and the simplicity in which you ask it. And we wouldn't be here today without the the part that I stepped over to Kristi and I was like, oh my gosh. And you guys, I think we all need this green sweater. Like this Kelly green sweater she had on and her color. Oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. We all need that color that makes us radiate, like literally. And the other thing I was thinking about, I was like, nowadays with all the things that we can do, we could get that monogram with our name on it, and that could be part of our outfit. Like that's our business.
Yeah.
And because it's a color that looks good on us, it's such availability. So we get to meet, we get to connect, we get to share, we get to find our power group. She was talking about on Sundays that every Sunday she looks at her schedule to say, what can I do, when can I do, and how can I do it? Because that is the greatest gift that we have for ourselves is recognizing what does the week look like. Lori admitted this morning after 12 years of servicing the most beautiful clients, two of them, that today she had to say, I love you and I'm not available to service you like I had hoped. I am not at full capacity of energy to give you what I know I can give you.
Mhm.
And it hurts because we don't want to be in that spot. We know better to do better. And that is going to be better for Lori and her clients, to be honest. And so that's what we do. We sit here together in a circle, knowing that sometimes we've got it all figured out and we've had a powerful day, a minute, an hour, a week. We have wins and we're like, oh. And then there's the days we're like, tell me some good stuff. Jay Kelly is a movie that Lori recommended for us today, and that opportunity. Oh, hey, is this little bee? Who's this little one?
Yes. Yep. This is my.
She's adorable.
I'm not sure why she's wearing lipstick at
That was
Oh,
yesterday.
it's yesterday's lipstick.
Oh,
But
well,
yeah,
Hey,
it looks
Stacy
like
has less yesterday's lipstick because it was a stain, and we love it. So Christy, I'm not sure if you told us her name.
Avery.
Avery. So nice to
hi,
meet you, Avery.
Avery.
We've heard great things about you.
So thank you.
And how old are you?
10.
9.
10.
Oh,
Yeah.
double digits.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
10. You look older than 10.
She thinks she's 16 and
No,
she has a moisturizer routine of a 20, of a 29-year-old. Yeah, she gets into all the age defying stuff. So
I
yeah.
love it. Well,
She's
see,
fun.
it's got a good green on. That's a pretty green.
I'm I'm curious what age Avery thinks all of us are.
There you go.
You want to
Dude.
take a guess, Avery?
nope.
Thanks, Avery.
You're very smart.
Six, 7.
Six, there
I
you
know
go.
how old you are.
Yes.
Oh, that's
So
awesome. So for today's opportunity, what I did want to teach through real quick is that the opportunity that a lot of times we want to have things completely positioned out. It's our help statement, our pitch, our elevator, the opportunity, and the greatest gift we truly have is the opportunity to connect first and ask questions and be able to what a great compliment that Tamara had for Kristi is that recognizing that people want to understand and be understood. And so that opportunity to truly see someone where they are, be able to hear what's going on, and then comes the this is what I do. And that opportunity to truly ask the questions because we, as women in this collective, have the opportunity to acknowledge the person in front of us, connect, and choose what's next. And not everyone is going to be our customer. And we know it. And we need to lean into our intuition. We need to lean into the energy in which we have learned when we have that butterfly feeling, that flutter, we're like, something seems a little off. I wonder what that is. Well, you may or may not ever find out unless you truly ask yourself, what do I need to do differently in this situation? Tamara opened up about a situation with a client, and we've all been there. We've all had those situations where we let things slide for a little too long, and then the pieces we have to pick up are worse and harder. And it's the systems in which we put in place so that we know that that was a business situation, that was a choice. It wasn't personal. It was a system we put in place to protect us. And we only will know that the more we do that. So I am so thankful for this precious time. And the opportunity that we have these Saturday mornings to connect. And was there anyone else want to share something they took away from this morning that you needed to hear today to remind yourself of where you are, what you're doing? Do you have anything you want to share?
I
Well,
really, oh, sorry, go
I
ahead, Lori.
heard and it's just reminder, it's that it's all about building connection. And we're such in a tech world that the connection, we're craving connection on so many levels. So the networking. So thank you, Kristi, for reminding us about the networking and yeah, building connections wherever we go. Yeah,
Beautiful. Thanks,
so
Lori.
thank you.
Christina?
I really loved, Christy, that you were very authentic to building your business in the way that feels really true for you. And I think your intuition is guiding you to do it in a way that is really heart-centered, good for everyone around you. And in the meantime, you're creating friendships and you're able to do your business from a place of really feeling like you're helping the people that really need it. And I think like feeling purpose in what you're doing is really important. So I love the way that you're going about creating that purpose for yourself and your work and being true to yourself. And also just a reminder that we all have challenges. We all go through hard things and kind of all the time. There's always some next challenge and we don't know it about each other because we try to bring our best selves to each other all the time, right? And I just love how you gathered all the strength in the middle of all of these very difficult situations that were unfair, that were very unfair. And you found the strength to go forward and in a very beautiful way for you and your family. And now you're sharing that gift with all of us. And it just must feel really good to come out of all of that and be emerging and more in your power and you're a good example of rising from
Oh,
the ashes.
thank
So,
you.
as the
Well,
phoenix.
and I was even thinking the first part of her last name is Rise. So, honey, it's in your name, girlfriend. It's in your name.
No, and I appreciate it, right? Like I had no idea what I was coming into this morning. And so this has been such a pleasant surprise for me actually to kind of come into something and like immediately um, feel safe where I can, share like that because it isn't pretty. Um, and I lived in some of that shame and embarrassment. And really at the end of the day, it isn't any of those things. It's owning it. I did this or I did that, moving forward and growing from it and hopefully, sharing that with somebody else who might be going through the same thing. So I appreciate everyone for, welcoming me this morning. It's a good way to start the day.
Okay. Well, I think it's a live testimonial for what we have here and more, and then encouraging more women to say yes to themselves.
And I want to touch on something that Lori had said that it reminded me that and kind of to kind of circle everything that we've all said is there's this world out there that has been set in a framework that has been so masculine male dominated and that we have tried to weave ourselves into this world. And I think one of the things that we're deciding and changing and the next generation that comes through, because you touched on, this is the world we live in, and the reality is we have to teach our daughters that as much as we are equal value, equal in theory, it is not practiced that way. And so, something that we are doing here is we are removing ourselves from that equation and saying, you know what, I don't like that equation. I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to work that math anymore. I'm going to step out of it. I'm going to create my own, and I'm going to do it my own way. And you even had said you avoided somebody at this network because it wasn't your person and you gravitated towards the women, and it's like this man's world, man's rules, man's this, not getting rid of the men. They still have value. They're still important parts of our equation. It's just that we're doing it our way and we're creating our own path. And we're saying, when you have more of the feminine, women-led businesses and world, you do it differently and you can make it differently. And that's what this circle is for, is there is another way. Because you even said it, oh no, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it differently. And you are. you're making it different. And that's kind of what we're all doing is we all said, you know what, I don't want to play that equation anymore. I'm going to step out and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to form my own path. I'm going to pick up my new backpack, retire the old backpack, pick up my new backpack and start another journey and see how many women join me. Because the formula that women have to be catty and have to compete and have to put each other down in order to be, yep, cutting that out, not doing it anymore, not playing by that rule, making my own. And I'm not eliminating the men because that's not the purpose, because that's what they would do. They're going to eliminate, they're going to do it. I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to do it without anybody else. I'm going to do it. And we're like, no, no, no. There's power in the numbers. There's power in finding the people to fill your gaps, not to prove I don't need anybody, that I don't have any gaps. We all have gaps. We're all filling each other's needs. So that's the big thing that I got was the absolute need for this type of environment.
I see you waiting, Stace. I can see, I can tell.
The message that I got is that we've had to fit and contort ourselves into a world that was made for someone else. And now we are finally finding our way, our voices, and we're better together instead of trying to fit square peg in a round hole.
Yeah, girls,
Right,
women,
right.
Oh man, it
queen.
just gave me the chills. So grateful. And that is absolutely it. We are meant for more and we're greater together than we are by ourselves. And we get to learn and grow from each. And that collaboration is the most beautiful opportunity because we have pointed out so many strengths in each of us, and also with the willingness that Kristi had to show up today in her experience this last year to be ahead of all of us because she's been in the field. She chose into these relationships, these commitments. And like she said, now she gets to look at this next year differently. And that's the greatest gift we give ourselves in life and in business is that we reflect on what was and then choosing indifferently for the next year. And so next Saturday, we have a very deep outline to look back at 2025 with the most amount of, I always talk about a giant spoonful of grace and really being able, I have an exercise, I have an outline. So if this is, we hope that you can be live because there's nothing like it. There's so much that went on before we hit record. And so it's really important to know the opportunity that we have to choose in so that we can see the good, see those opportunities and recognize what was and what is possible because we are coming to a new place, a new space, depending on how your business works. Sometimes it's January to December. Sometimes it's quarterly. And in different businesses, it could be the difference between November, December, and January, depending on how you lay that out. A lot of us, based on how we do our taxes or quarterly, yearly, and that opportunity. I know that before anyone else came on, Stacy and I were talking about simple things like taxes. And in your taxes are reflections of a lot of
Simple
different.
in taxes.
Well, she was looking at what she's paid in taxes because and the sadness there and the chunks of money and time that she put into overtime and things that she thought she's so proud and excited, but then the immediate outgo that she had no control over, that when she looks at it, she's like, wow,
Just
there's a reflection there to say, okay, she can't go back. She can't change if she went in on a Saturday. She can't change if she did it. She chose into it. And now, in reflection of the gratitude for the opportunity, she gets to shift into the next yes or the graciously declining. Thank you so much for that opportunity. I'm going to graciously decline that for today or this moment or that invite or you know what I mean? And really being able to be more aware of those choices based on the reflection of the truth. And I love that Kristi was talking about how she really tracks what she does in the return. And so many times as women, we feel it. And yet if we don't have a system for it, we miss the actual truth. Because sometimes we felt like something was more than it was, less than it was. And then unless we have a system for it or that number, then that's the truth behind what's next. That's the truth, especially in business, because we are all equal. We are all equal humans. We are not equal in the business, in the marketplace, because we must choose into our gifts, the uniqueness, the legacies that we leave, and the purpose in which we do it, because that sets us apart like no one else. And when we remind each other of that clarity, then in the purpose, what I do know that Kristi didn't get to share yet this morning, that I did yesterday in her interview that will be launched in 2 weeks, that she does what she does with the greatest amount of purpose. Her choices, she has kids and things of responsibility. Yet the bigger part here is the end goal that she figured out is she's created, she's creative, she's crafty, and she wants to have a pottery store. She wants to have a place of creation. And this right here will give her those opportunities to choose into that bigger dream, that bigger space. And yet, when we are really clear with ourselves, then we can get through some of these things that we're like, oh, I don't want to do this forever. You don't have to do anything forever as long as you're clear with the steps and the system and the support in which you can move, because then that means that you're going to believe greater, you're going to ask, you're going to allow, and then you'll receive like never before. And then that output can be such an incredible blessing, especially when you've had someone come along with you to cheer you on and to celebrate you and promote you. There's such a joy. We can look forward to that ribbon cutting event because we were part of the story. We were part of the steps. We are part of those activities that takes when a woman says, I am doing this because of this. Something greater, bigger, and better. And that affects us all so much more than you could ever imagine. And that is why social media is what it is, because we love following a story. And Tamara has a backpack in her possession that she was given this gift in high school from her best friend. And I think you all know LL Bean was quality beyond any measure, because this backpack is still physically intact to a certain degree. And now she's at a place where she's going to have to get a new one. And yet, how beautiful is it that that backpack, she is going to share a story about that backpack. And she's going to share what's in the pockets and then the zipper and the places it's traveled. And that's who we are. If we were to look at that journey within our heart, that's our story. And there's chapters and pages we won't be sharing for the public yet. And your choice may be never. And that would be for a very sacred few. Yet the greatest opportunity that we have is to share parts of our story for people to see and understand and see, just like Kristi said this morning, those spots where maybe this is meant for someone, and there's no maybe. It's the truth. It's the truth. We all saw ourselves within her in parts of her story this morning, and then it reminded us of get back up, let's go. In her name, she's rising. So I thank you for this precious time. I'm so very grateful. You have big, big days today in preparation for a significant amount of celebrations. And I pray that you choose in to serve yourself first so that you are able to choose into what you want, need, and desire and require for yourself so that you can recognize those moments where you need time, you need rest, you need a walk, you need fresh air, you need prayer, you need meditation, you need to stretch, you need to do what you need to do without any apology. So we thank you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mwah! And tomorrow, oh my gosh, seriously, Lori is teaching tomorrow for the Worthy Collective with collaboration over competition, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Man.
Fitting.
So
how
feel
timely.
free.
How timely.
Yes, 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 yes. Feel free to share, and I'll get you that invite, Kristi, if you'd like to join us, or if you want to pass on that invite. That's for all women. Tomorrow's not focused on business, only Saturday morning.
Can I share something real quick?
Yes, please, please, please.
Kristi, you said you want to open a pottery store. So the other day, my friend Yolanda, for my birthday, she took me to the pottery place to paint something. And I haven't done that since I was like a kid. It was so much fun. And then yesterday I got to pick it up, and this is what I painted.
Oh,
Love it.
Yeah.
Christina, I love it.
Wow.
And look at what it says.
Protective eye. I am you. Oh, I
Oh,
love
I
That's
love it.
But it was just, it was so great, like, I don't know, I just love the experience. And I told her it was such a great idea. It was so joyful.
it.
So we both
Come
had a
on.
great time,
Hold
and I
on.
think
Hold on.
it's such a great thing to do. And I really hope that it comes soon for you. And because yeah, it was a magical experience
Come on,
as an
Christina.
adult, and yeah,
Christina, seriously, how is the timing? Like you just, does
I
anybody
picked it
else?
up yesterday.
Love it.
I know.
Hey, I
And
could
it took
see
me
a
back to my
pottery.
college days when I would make pottery, like I took classes, but yeah, I was like, and I thought I want to come back here kind of regularly. This was so good for me to be
good.
creative, so
What
I
were you going
really
to say,
Creative
Lori?
yeah,
energy.
yeah.
I was gonna say I could see, how they have food trucks. You could have a pottery truck and they could hire you. You could go to different parties and
Oh,
Yeah,
festivals.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
girl.
good
that would be
idea.
cool. That would be cool.
Yes.
Can't make this
Yay!
stuff up, guys. Seriously,
Nope.
how
We'll
beautiful.
come to the grand opening.
Yes.
How about
Everybody will fly up to Michigan or maybe
yeah,
I'll just drive it south where it's
Hey.
warm.
yeah, true.
When you build it, we will come,
They will. Yes.
right? We'll have the most beautiful day, loves. Mwah!
Thank
Hi,
you
everyone.
all.
Hi, happy Saturday.
Happy
Happy
Saturday.
Saturday.